So let's let out a breath. And let this be a fresh breath in a fresh space. Getting comfortable in our seat. And let's find the natural breath. I often say find as if it's lost or hiding somewhere, but sometimes I think that we lose track of it. So maybe instead of finding, just settle into the breath because it's always there. So let's sink into the breath, settle into the breath. And feel the breath settle into us. And we'll begin to work with the breath with a 4 count inhale and a 2 count pause at the top, and then a 6 count exhale. So feeling yourself in your physical body, and then feeling yourself in the space. When you're ready, just inhaling for 1, 2, and pause. And then exhale, 6. You can inhale. Pause, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now with our breath just being natural, let's bring our awareness with our inner eye, directing it towards the end of our nose. And then feeling our ankles, legs, hips sink into the earth. Almost as if there were golf tees all along, like the points of contact, and just sink those golf tees into the earth. It's a little bit, that's above it, but then sunk down, just sinking down. And feel the breath in and out as we sink into the earth. And our inner eye at the end of our nose. Breathe in and out. With our awareness on the end of the nose, beginning to notice some sounds within the room, while still maintaining that drishti on our nose. You notice a smell in the room, the temperature in the room. We're drawing back to that drishti. And now letting go of the awareness outside of us and bringing it back to ourselves. So our practice tonight, we can focus on that center, on that drishti within, whatever drishti is going to keep our focus, like in those golf tees in the ground, keep us grounded, but we can still be aware of what is around us. So we'll find our center, we'll align to our center, and then expand outward, knowing we can always come back to that drishti. So let's open our eyes, maybe glance either towards the ground in front of us or towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Whatever feels right for your prana. And let's sweep the arms up on an inhale. Our golf tees ground us to the earth. And then float the hands down on an exhale. Sweep them up on an inhale, grounding those golf tees below into the earth. Exhale, bring the hands forward. Good. Inhale to the side. Then exhale up. Pause at the top. Inhale to ground. Nice. And then exhale, float the hands to the side or the front, just floating them down to the earth, and pause with the hands on the earth. Inhale, sweep them up, either to the side or in front of the body. And let's exhale, fold forward, this time hinging at the waist, keeping those golf tees grounded. Hands come down, no golf tee, ground the hands, curl the fingers if you want, so the tips of the fingers are on the ground. And then bring that chin to the chest. Keep those fingers and arms out, and then just move the head, kind of nodding the head up and down. And find where you're grounded. And then exhale, bring that chin to the chest. Find that drishti gaze, maybe gazing at the navel. Fingertips ground, golf tees ground beneath the thighs, the feet. And now close the eyes and visualize yourself in this space. And notice the four walls of the room energetically. Notice the sounds, the depth of the room, the height of the ceiling. And bring yourself back to the navel or the tip of the nose. Maybe open the eyes if they're not open already. And let's float our arms up as we bring our head back to center to stack. Now exhale, bring the hands down. And then with the hands on either side of us, let's bring our feet out long. So the hands are at the side. Now let's flex the feet. We're going to come into our Dandasana, that staff pose. So golf tee ground along the backs of the legs and the heels. And then maybe the hands reach the ground. If they don't, just hover the hands and just extend energetically through the palms towards the earth. Flex the feet towards the face. Draw in that low belly. Shoulders stack over the hips. Nice, strong, steady Dandasana or staff pose. The heels might lift off the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the heels down. Bring your hands to the heart. Roll the shoulders up and back. With hands on the heart, legs outstretched. Let's roll our head back. And then chin to the center. And then back. And now switch directions with the neck rolls. And then ears stack over shoulders. Find some stillness in the neck and the head. Bring the hands back down to the side. If they can press into the floor, press into the floor. Ground to the fingertips, ground to the palms. And then flex the toes towards the face. Bring the back to the legs. Breathe in. Now exhale, lower the legs down. Keep the hands at the side. That left leg stays glued to the ground. And we're just going to lift that right leg up and then lower and hover the heels and touch again. Lift up to the sky and down. Our hip flexors are active. The tops of the thighs are active. Let's do one more, down and up. And exhale. Woo. Walk the hands back. Bring the toes and the feet to the earth. Send the hips to the sky. Stretch out those hip flexors with the reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower down. Everything to the ground. Legs come out long, hands at the side. Let's do that with the left leg. So let's flex the left foot and then lift the left heel up and then lower it down so it hovers up and down with that left leg. Getting that left hip flexor nice and strong, belly button in. Now lower that left heel all the way down. Whoo, bring the feet to the floor, knees to the sky, hands come back, reverse tabletop. Send the knees, the hips. Drop the head back. Stretch out those hip flexors. And then exhale, let's lower down onto the sits bones and then bring our knees all the way through, hands through, finding the tabletop. Now from here, let's bring our gaze towards our navel. So the head, the chin is kind of tucked a little bit. Hands plant. Left knee plants. Let's send the right leg nice and long. Now maybe we gaze between the thumbs. With our gaze down, we find our center, that right leg is back. And now notice our surroundings. Notice each other on the screen, notice the sounds. Lower that left or that right knee down. Let's sit back, find our drishti, draw our energy in. Deep breath in. Exhale back to tabletop. Get those knees steady. On an inhale, extend that left leg long. Find that drishti between the thumbs, between those hands. Now expand our awareness out. Notice our surroundings. Feel ourselves enveloped in this moment. Draw the awareness back to our anchor, back to our drishti. And now lower that left knee down, and we're going to find our downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, bring that drishti to the navel. So gazing at the navel. Maybe the heels come to the ground, the hands plant. Feel those golf tees through the fingers, through the feet, grounding us down. Our drishti at our navel. And then when you feel grounded, then expand your awareness beyond your mat, beyond your body. And maybe you just want to ground in yourself. So keep that awareness inward. Three more breaths. Now let's lower down the knees. Let's walk the hands in front. So come into puppy pose. Maybe bring the forehead to the floor. If the forehead's not on the floor, maybe just you keep the head hovered. You can tilt the finger or tent the fingers. Hips over the knees. Grounding the heart towards the floor. Let's breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale, glance up at the hands. Walk the hands towards the shoulders. So they're under the shoulders. Bring the knees wide. And now bring the hands forward. And then bend those elbows. Lower that heart between the thumbs. So lowering that heart, hover the heart. And then exhale, press up. And then back to wide-legged child's pose. Knees are wide, toes maybe touch. Inhale, glance up at the hands. Roll forward. The hands are in front of the shoulders. And now bend the elbows, lower down that heart. So as we bend the elbows, the heart comes between the thumbs. Exhale, press up and back to our wide-legged child's pose. Now find that heart as your anchor. Breathe into your heart space. Inhale, rolling up. Bend the elbows, lower that heart between the thumbs. Now pause here. We're going to hover. Bringing our awareness to our heart. And then expand our awareness beyond our body. If you need to lower down to your chest and chin, you can. And then we'll press it back to wide-legged child's pose. And then anchor back into your heart. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. Moving at your own pace. Anchoring into your heart. And then spreading that anchor on an out breath through the hands, through the soles of the feet. Anchor down. We'll be here 5 breaths. Whenever you're ready to expand your awareness beyond your heart to the space in the room, you can do so. Maybe you want to just ground into yourself and allow yourself to do that. One more breath in and breath out. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward. Bring the left ball of the foot to the ground. The left heel lifts. Keep the right knee bent. And now let's swing our arms back so the fingertips reach towards that left heel. And then let's lift the shoulders. So as we rise, the fingertips point back behind us. So the fingertips reach towards the ground behind us. See how the heart is forward. Shoulders are up, back, and down. Let's breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands in front of us and then above the head. Inhale at the top. Exhale, sweep the hands down and behind and feel the heart lift. Maybe press into the ball of the foot and kind of lift and lean forward as the fingertips reach back. As if we're at the front of the ship. And then we'll inhale, kind of dropping back into the hip as the hands swing up. So our shoulders are more over the hips when the arms are up. Then exhale, kind of hinge forward, swing the fingers back, peeking over the top of that mat as we reach the fingertips back. Let's breathe in. Exhale, hands come through and up. Now lower that left knee down all the way to the earth. Plant the hands on the sides of that right foot, and then bring the right hand to sky. So we're going to twist out of this. Let's bring our awareness to the heart. Maybe gaze in the same direction as if our heart were a spotlight shining towards that wall. Follow the light. And then expand your gaze beyond your own heart, following that light. Exhale, bring the right hand down. So we frame that foot, come onto the ball of that left foot, step the left foot forward. So our feet meet at the front of our mat. Now sit down in your chair. Arms can come above the head, or they can come to the heart space, wherever feels right for your prana, wherever your prana is telling you to go. So I'm going to lift up out of my chair a little bit. My legs are tired. I'm going to sit deep in the chair. Listen to the prana, listen to your body. Find your center. And then we'll expand the arms out. Exhale to sink into the feet. Sink into the heart. Breathe in. And now exhale, ground into that left foot. Step the right foot back so we come into crescent lunge. Sweep the hands down towards the floor and then reach those hands back. So now we're at the front of our ship. We're kind of hinging at the waist. Yeah, you got it. Find our center. Our fingertips directing that energy back. So we can have our center, but then feel and notice our energy in all directions. So we notice the space we're in. And then we'll inhale, lifting those hips, the shoulders as we bring the arms above the head. And then exhale, we kind of hinge a little bit as our fingertips reach back, our energy going behind. Heart is our center as we bring those hips go over or under the shoulders, arms come up. Yes, let's exhale one more time to send that energy back to the fingers, kind of like Spider-Man. That's kind of like, when he like sends the web out through his fingers, it's kind of like we're doing that. The energy is following those fingertips. So feel that energy back. But feel the center of your heart. Breathe in. And then we'll exhale, bring those Spider-Man fingers up so the energy reaches to the sky. And lower that knee down. And then we'll bring the hands to frame the foot, the right hand on the inside of the foot or a block, and then twist it. So open it up and send that energy, that lantern that is your heart, towards that side wall. Feel like your center. And then feel that energy and follow that energy. Feel it in the space. Know you can gather it right back in. One more breath. Exhale, bringing that left hand down. Move that block out of the way, frame the foot, and now bring the knees together. Bring the knees to meet and the knees wide. So now we're in wide-legged child's pose. Find whatever position of the hands feels right, because we're going to practice that near face plant. I think we did this on Saturdays quite a bit in the studio. So let's bend our elbows and lower that heart between the hands, the chin towards the ground. And then press up whenever you're ready. You can hover it or you can press right back up. So our heart guides us down between the hands. Just moving with your own breath. Now, whether you're pausing or holding or moving, let's do 2 more breaths wherever we're at, whatever the movement or the sustaining is. And then meet back in wide-legged child's pose. The heart anchoring us to the ground, the breath as well. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe send one sit bone towards that right heel and the left sit bone towards that left heel, and just kind of feel the back of the leg, maybe the hamstrings open. One more breath in. We'll exhale, rock it forward, and then send the hips up and back. So downward facing dog, gazing towards the navel. That's our drishti. Find our drishti, and then sink into the space, sink into our center. Now 3 breaths where we expand our awareness into our space. Drawing back to the heart for our reference and our anchor whenever we need to. Okay, now we'll inhale, step the right foot forward, ground that right foot. Inhale to step our left foot forward. Let's hang for a moment, maybe grab opposite elbows. And then exhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up to stand. Reach those Spider-Man fingers towards the sky. So kind of symbolizing that energy goes up, our energy follows those hands. Inhale. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Now we're going to sit in our chair again. Exhale, sit it back. Now ground into the left foot. And let's send our right leg out. And then rise up to stand. So straighten that left leg. Our right leg is out. So find the heart space. Find a drishti point. Anchor into ourselves. And now we're going to exhale, bend that left knee. So one-legged chair, the right leg is out. And now we'll expand our energy. Maybe we bring our fingers, our hands apart. Feeling the room, feeling the energy around us. And now exhale, hinging at the waist. Let's send the right foot back, finding crescent lunge again. Lower the hands down and up towards the sky or down and back. So you direct your energy. Your anchor is your heart. And direct that energy wherever you want to send it. And then we'll lower that back knee. And now let's bring our hands to our hips. Top of the right foot comes to the ground. Straighten that left leg, coming under the heel. And then we'll fold and surrender over that left leg. Ardha Hanumanasana. Our half Hanuman pose. Close the eyes, sinking into the heart. Knowing where we are in the world. Knowing who we are. And coming back to that anytime we need to. One more breath in. Exhale, bend that front knee. So now the left leg is bent. We can kind of drag that right knee forward. Ground the hands. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Now step the right foot forward. Bend the knees. Rise up to stand. Reaching up for the sky. Exhale, hands come towards the thighs, or maybe they come to the heart space. We're going to come into that one-legged chair on the other leg now. So it's grounding to that right leg. And then we'll bend the right leg. Send the left leg out, any position with the hands. And now sit back, sinking down into that chair, low or high. The left foot is out. Find your heart, your anchor. And let's expand our awareness beyond ourselves. We can draw it back in at any time. One more breath. Now exhale to hinge forward, send the left foot back. Coming into a crescent lunge for just a breath. The hands can reach back behind us or reach up towards the heavens. Let that prana be our guide. Our energy is our navigator today. Inhale. Now exhale, lower that left knee down, top of the left foot comes to the ground. And then hallelujah, surrender as we straighten that front leg and melt into our half splits. And flex that foot a lot or a little. And feel our center really surrender, feeling that heart surrender into this space and just melt like butter or ghee. Like that icing on cinnamon rolls that tastes so good. Just allow that sweetness of surrender to really just be here. Exhale. Deep breath in. And then exhale to rock forward onto the foot, that right foot. And now let's step the right foot back, bring the knees nice and wide. Sit back into a wide-legged child's pose. Our hands can be a pillow for our head. And when you get there, grounding into this moment by maybe counting down from 5 to 0, just grounding us in time. And exhale. Now let's gently roll onto our backs. Sending our legs long. And that long spine coming all along the earth. We're just going to pause in a brief little shavasana. Bringing in a 3-part breath as we transition into our restorative portion of class. Let's feel the heels, the calves, the glutes sink into the floor, and the shoulder blades, the elbows, the hands. We'll breathe into the stomach, feel the breath, feel the chest and the low throat, and then exhale. Breathe into the stomach, the chest, the throat, and just breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath in. And then on your exhale, hug those knees into the chest. Rock side to side, massaging those tops of the glutes, that low back. Maybe lifting the upper back off the ground. And when you do that, you can feel or notice a little more in the middle back. Then reaching the hands above the head, you can extend the legs long or towards the sky, keep them hugged in. And then let's find our restorative props. So maybe we have a bolster, and we probably have a block, cushion, and pillow. The first thing that we're going to do is a supported bridge. So if you want, you can just bring the bolster kind of underneath the sacrum, and then maybe your glutes are on that bolster. You can either keep those knees together, the feet apart. Maybe you find a pillow for your head. And you know, if you're on a bolster, it's probably going to be on part of your low back. We're just keeping our hips lifted. Just really signaling to the body that we're supported in such an important part of the body. So much goes on in this pelvic area, right? If you don't want to have a pillow or a bolster underneath and you want to just use a block, then you can find a block too. So whatever feels right for you. And it's that time of year where a blanket feels really nice on the body. And it's even nice during this time of year with fall, with vata season, to just have a blanket on maybe the hips. Just that extra little weight. Again, it's just signaling to the brain that we can calm. So whether it's a bolster or a cushion underneath that sacrum, that sacral area, find that support. And remember that you want it to feel really effortless, so maybe the knees, they don't quite come together, the feet can be wide. But it's a little effort as you can conquer into this space. You can also send the legs long as well, if that feels okay on the low back. Maybe letting out a few deep breaths. Sinking into the bolster and sinking into the earth in this new shape, this new orientation. And let's bring our awareness entirely to our physical body. So the second portion of our practice is just grounding and centering into our energy. Restoring our energy. If it's helpful to ground into this moment, maybe counting backwards from 100. And if you lose your place, just start over again. The goal isn't to get to 0. The intent is to just be present. And sometimes that counting keeps us in the moment. So if you need that tool, let it be there for you. Sometimes as we sink into our postures and we begin to relax, we might need to fidget or adjust because our body is relaxing and unwinding a little bit. So sometimes our limbs or our muscles feel longer. So we might need to stretch them out a little bit. And our pelvic area is where the water element resides. And emotions like to ride on the water element ruling emotions, Just like the moon, water element of the moon, controlling the tides and the energies. So sometimes we might notice that we feel a little freedom, or maybe a heightened awareness of how we feel when we give some attention to the pelvic area. This is also helpful for releasing the psoas. And fear likes to hide out in the psoas. Psoas is a really good hiding spot for fear. So we can just allow that fear to come out of hiding. Breathing the breath and feeling present in the moment. Bring awareness to your breath by inhaling and exhaling 3 times in this space, in this shape. At the end of that last exhale, gently press the feet to the floor to lift the hips up just enough to slide that bolster out from underneath the hips. Now stay on your back, hug those knees into the chest, grounding those hips to the floor, neutralizing that spine. We'll be reaching the hands overhead as the knees hug in. And then bring the hands back to the knees. Lower those feet to the ground. We're going to offer a little twist to the body. So there's a couple options. You can either keep that pillow and the bolster on the right side of your body and extend the right leg long and just roll over onto the side so the left knee and thigh can rest on the bolster. Arms can come out like a T. That's one option. You can try that. Or another option is to bring the feet nice and wide and then place the cushion or the bolster between the knees and then just drop the knees over to the right. So you have the cushion between the knees. It's much less of a twist, but it's still just a little movement on that pelvic area. So whether you want the bolster between the knees with the knees dropped to one side, or the bolster on the side with the knee on the bolster. Let that prana navigate and guide you into the shape. Maybe you bring your arms up above your head and reach and rest. Maybe you have your hands on your knee or your chest. Let the breath be like a soothing salve. Just go into all those spaces where maybe there's wounds or healing that needs to take place. Give the breath the freedom to move into those spaces. This restorative posture, serving as some guidance for prana. And then our stillness and our rest, the undercurrent for all of this healing that's taking place right now. If the mind starts to wander, just doing that countdown from 100, or perhaps bringing a mantra or a prayer into your space. Knowing that you're not alone, that this anchor that we're tuning into of ourself is ultimately connected to all mankind. So as we breathe this individual breath, we're ultimately connecting to the breath of all living beings. This collective consciousness, this collective oneness. As the body relaxes more and more, our consciousness is allowed to elevate and move beyond time and space. Allow yourself to be in amazement Allow yourself to just be. Just letting go. Allow your next breath to bring some awareness to your physical body, to present time and space. And your next breath to that light inside of you that guides you personally. And then your next breath, that light that is you, that expands beyond yourself, that's connected to all other lights. And then on an exhale, if you have the cushion between the knees, then just bring those knees through with the bolster between them and drop them over to the other side. If you had your leg long with the bolster beside it, just pick that bolster up and drop it over to the other side. Extend the opposite leg long and then drop that other thigh on top. And then settle into this shape to present time and present space. And allow the wisdom of prana, the magic of stillness, to move through your being. A twist, no matter how slight or how deep the twist is, it supports the body in sorting through our experiences. And then with that wisdom of sorting through, that viveka, that discrimination, in the sorting through, it helps us to either release or to integrate the experience into our being. So as we restore and come to our center in this shape, we can let go of all effort. And just sink into ourselves. Again, if you have a mantra or a prayer, we'd like to add a countdown to keep yourself still in your mind. And just bring it on. If any sensations arise, just notice them. Maybe see them as messengers. Maybe can be with the sensation. Send some breath to the area. And then come back to your mantra, your prayer. So knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Everything is okay. We always have a choice. We can do it. Just let yourself be. With your inner listening, just be in the question to yourself, what do I need? And at any time when you're ready, finding your way into Shavasana. Making any adjustments that you need. Anything that would support you in relaxing even more into your space. Yes, socks are always a good start. And allowing yourself to reset, letting the breath leave the body, and then filling it with life. And scan the body, sending a breath in through the soles of the feet, your entire space, and letting go. Relaxing into your back body, relaxing into your space. And now begin to visualize how a warrior would be resting if he or she were in your body. Dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. Allow your awareness to be on your breath or on the heaviness of your body. Notice the expansion of the stomach and the settling of the breath as you breathe in and out. Being aware of this moment in time. Time passes. People come and go. But your warrior spirit just sits. Dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. With chaos all around, the warrior just sits. With his awareness on his breathing, the rise and fall of the belly. Centered, focused, relaxed, peaceful, aware. And as you sit, noticing the body feeling heavier as you relax, expand your awareness to include your breathing as it enters your nostrils and passes down your throat to your chest, causing the belly to rise. And follow the breath back out on the exhale. As thoughts enter your awareness, honor them and bring your awareness back to your breath. Entering your nostrils and passing down your throat to your chest, causing the belly to rise. Everybody wants the warrior to do something. Get up, be like us, join the turmoil, they cry. But the warrior just sits. dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware, always in the present moment, always honoring her thoughts, letting them go, and moving back to awareness, back to the experience of being alive, not living in the fiction of the mind, not living in the depression of the past or the worry of the future, but living in the bliss of the present, not judging, just being, dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. And now let's expand our awareness to include our entire body, feeling our breath as it nourishes all our parts, honoring thoughts as they enter, letting them go, and moving back to awareness of our entire body, back to awareness of the present, right here, right now. If boredom or impatience surfaces, just letting them go and coming back to the awareness of our body, centered, focused, relaxed, peaceful, aware. Allowing the body to take care of itself as it has done for so long. Allowing the body to heal itself. Allowing the body to just be without stress, without anger, without fear. Only with peace, only with love, only with acceptance. Acceptance of what is in the present moment. Some days it rains, some days it's sunny. In the winter, some days it snows. But the warrior just sits, accepting things as they are, not trying to change things, but just being aware, being alive, right here, right now. Whenever your warrior spirit is ready to come to a seat, you can rise to a seat. You can remain resting. Grounding into our physical body. Filling our physical body with prana via the breath. Let's exhale. Inhale. Om Shanti. 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 Om. Namaste.